Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to our synchronous online session. So we are having this session tonight for our course orientation. So this is MATH140, Discrete Mathematics. Your professor in this course is Engineer Handel D. Magnanao. By the way, before we proceed, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my boss, Engineer Fee G. Dampel, for allowing me to use this template for my presentation tonight. So once again, welcome to our Math 140 class. I hope you are ready to deal with all the tasks for this course. So I am Engineer Handel D. Magnanao. I am an ACE, EE, and a Master of Engineering in Telecommunications graduate. I am a registered ACE and I don't have a board exam for EE. You can call me Sir Handel. I'm working with Mapua Institute of Technology, Laguna, and also doing with uh, lecturing class for College of Arts and Sciences. So this is my contact email address below. So I am a graduate of Master of Engineering in the Asian Institute of Technology in Thailand. I also obtained 42 units of Master of Science in Teaching Mathematics at the University of Cebu in Cebu City. I did 2 Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Electrical Engineering, and Electronics and Communications Engineering, both at the Cebu Institute of Technology, Cebu City. So that's my brief background. Now, before we proceed with our course orientation, let's begin with the recollection of what Malayan Colleges Laguna's mission. So number one is to provide the learning environment that would transform you as our students into globally competitive professionals in the future. To produce social wealth from the generation of new knowledge. And third one is to contribute to the solution of industries and society's problems by the expert application of knowledge. For the vision, so Malayan Colleges Laguna shall be a global staple of excellence in professional education and research. So we are here, and I'm here to help Malayan Colleges Laguna to attain this vision. So for the core values of Malayan Colleges Laguna, so we have 5 core values here: the excellence, loyalty, teamwork, discipline, and urgency. So Malayan Colleges Laguna has motto on excellence and virtue. So what does it mean, excellence and virtue? So how to be excellent? To be excellent, we need to be prompt. It means that we need to be ready to learn when class begins. We need to be prepared. It means that you need to have materials with you and know due dates. Be a polite and positive participant. It means that you need to speak in a normal tone of voice and listen attentively, especially during our synchronous online sessions. Be productive. Turn in work on time and always do your best. Be a problem solver. Correct problems quickly and peacefully before they escalate. How to be virtuous? So there is this advocacy called Be Honest. So Be Honest advocacy says that be honest even if others are not. Be honest even if others will not. Be honest even if others cannot. And in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 9, it says, He who walks honestly walks securely. So how to be virtuous? You need to value yourself. So be honest and ethical and practice strong moral values. So unethical for one may not be unethical for others. So that's the reality. Treat everyone in the class with politeness and respect. So oftentimes we want to insist our ideas, and with that sometimes we don't respect others because we don't like their ideas. So we need to honor the ideas and opinions of your classmates or other people. So sharing of ideas and opinions is better than having our own ideas insisted. Offer help. If we see somebody is in need of help, we need to extend our help. Be a responsible student during this new normal. So we have a lot of rules and regulations during this new normal, so we need to follow them in order to avoid any problems. Responsibility for coursework. Make sure you have the following in place before the class begins. Yourself, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. You need stable internet connectivity or connections in order for you to do your assignments, quizzes, major exams, and other online graded activities to make it run smoothly. Of course, you need also a lecture notebook, ball pen, pencil, calculator, always paper in order for you to use them anytime that you want to use them. Maybe perhaps during the time that you're watching an online recorded video or during our synchronous online session. For the textbook and references, you need not to have them because we will provide all the learning materials. We will upload those learning materials to our BBL. So keep yourself updated to know due dates and class announcements, and you know where to find them. You can find them in our Blackboard discussion board or in Facebook group. I really appreciate if someone here in this class will volunteer to create a chat group for all of us. So the purpose is for us to communicate quickly on anything, no? Any matters related to our course and lessons. And please take note that a student who fails to comply all graded online activities, that is readings, assignments, quizzes, major exams, module assessments, and for the entire content of the course missed, regardless of the reason, is held responsible for his or her failure to obtain a numeric grade at the end of the term. So last third term, we give IP or in progress grade and a numeric grade, but this time we will give only INC and a numeric grade. So no more IP grade this term. Classroom rules. So I think we can still use the Student Catalog 2014, which you can find online. So we'll still use the principle there during this time. So during synchronous online session, students will be reported for misconduct, unruly behavior, disrespect, and unnecessary disruption of class. No interference of any kind is allowed. So if you've noticed that your surroundings are noisy, then you can mute your microphone. You just turn it on, turn it off, turn it on when you need to speak. Phones must be kept silent at all times to avoid any interruptions or any interference during our discussions. A student will be given an INC grade if the set passing average will not be met, or if a student failed to comply all the course requirements. What will you expect from me? Well, I will do my very best to provide you with the most relevant learning materials, resources to aid your learning journey for this term. I will be available anytime you're in need of my help regarding our course and our lessons. I will work with you to meet learning goals. So it's very important for us class to have a constant communication. When I send you a message, you should respond quickly, or if I missed your message, I didn't reply it, you need to follow up, make a follow up, because I'm dealing with several students. So there's a huge chance that I would miss your message. I will offer extra help should you require them, for as long as that help needed is related to our course and our lessons. About the course, so this course is from the College of Arts and Science. So the course code is MATH140. Course title is Discrete Mathematics. Prerequisite none. Co-requisite none. Credit units 3 units. So this is a 1.5 hour per meeting, or 4.5 hours per week. For the course description, so the course covers topics on logic, which includes quantifiers, proofs, mathematical induction, sets, relations, and functions, counting techniques, discrete probability, and the pigeonhole principle. It also involves discussion of algorithms, recurrence relations, and recursive algorithms, and their use in the analysis of algorithms, graph theory, trees, network models, and computational geometry. For the course coverage, so for our preliminary part, so for week 1 and 2, so we'll have module 1 that covers set structures. So we'll talk about notion of set, notion of asset, notations and ways of writing sets, visual representation of sets, relationships between sets, set of numbers and operation on sets, cardinality of sets and the principle of exclusion, inclusion, exclusion, equivalence relation, and the properties of reflexivity, symmetry, and transitivity, partially ordered sets and other properties of relations, closure relations, application of sets, structures, using modular arithmetic and graph representation. Then we'll have reading assignments and asynchronous discussion or PowerPoint with audio. And we'll have discussion on our discussion boards of BBL and consultation through message BB Collaborate Facebook Messenger. Then we have here the online task 1.1 during this week and online task 1.2. So the online task 1.1 is an exercise from Wiley, and we have online task 1.2 also from Wiley, and so on and so forth. On the second to the left column, second to the leftmost column, so there are numbers indicated there, like 50 MB for readings. So these are for the total of 1655.1 MB or 1.6 gig. So this is the size of the data that we're going to deal with during this week. Okay, this is just an estimate. Then on week 3 and 4, we'll cover module 2. So this deals with graph structures. So we have the basic graph, terminologies, and representation, path, trees, and cycles. So we'll discuss also planar and connected graphs, coloring, graph isomorphism, applications of graph structures like Euler path and cycles, etc. Then you'll have readings from our sources, and asynchronous discussion, PowerPoint with audio, and we'll have discussion on our discussion boards through BBL Collaborate, and FB Messenger. Then we have assignments, online task. And again, the second to the last column on the left, we have the estimated capacity of data that we need to handle with during this week 3 and 4. Now for the course coverage on midterm, for weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8, or 5 to 8. So we're now on module 3. So we'll deal with logical structures. So we'll talk about simple and compound propositions, the implications, converse, inverse, and its contrapositive forms, logically equivalent forms, basic proof techniques, direct, indirect, reduction and absurdum, the principle of mathematical induction, proving using principle of mathematical induction, the n-term closed form of recurrence relations, formulae, inequalities, basic progressions, Fibonacci sequence, Tower of Hanoi problem, divisibility problems, applications of logical structures, computer science related, etc. Then we have readings and discussions on the different channels. Again, we have online tasks during these weeks for our module 3. And then we have the midterm course assessment on the week number 8. Now for the coverage and finals, so week 9 to 11, weeks 9, 10, 11. So this is for module 4. Module 4 covers combinatorial structures, permutations and combinations, combinatorial identities and their proofs like Pascal triangle, Pascal identity, other combinatorial identities, the pigeonhole principle, applications of combinatorial structures, counting problems, etc. Then we'll have readings and discussions over different channels. And again, we have online tasks that needs to be completed. Okay, and then we'll have the final course assessment on the week number 12. Now, our textbook will use Bill Castro, Sarah Marie, 2012, Discrete Mathematics with DAX, Boca Raton, CRC Press. And we also have another textbook, Rosine Kenneth, H. 2012, Discrete Mathematics and Applications, 7th edition, McGraw-Hill, New York. For our references, so we have here around five references that we can look into to find out some other concepts that is not clear in the textbook. Now for our course schedule, so we have week number 4 for our prelim, week number 7 or week number 8 for our midterm, and for our finals will be on week number 12. For the course requirement, so this is the composition of your final grade, 40% and 60%. So 40% will be taken from your quizzes, assignments, and other tasks. And the 60% will be taken from your prelim, which is 20% of it, midterm 20%, and finals 20% also. Further, for the course requirement, for each requirement in the course, a 60% mark shall indicate the minimum passing performance. A student in the course who obtain a final class standing of at least 60% shall be considered to have passed the course. The final grade will be based on his or her final class standing based on the table below. So in the first row, we have the percentage average percentage, and second row is for the final grade. So looking at the rightmost part of the table, we have 60 to 64.50% corresponds to a grade of 3. On the leftmost part of the table, we have a grade of 1 for the average above 96%. Now for the corresponding passing grade, so if the student is able to satisfactorily comply with the course requirement, then he will get a corresponding passing grade. However, if a student is unable to satisfactorily comply with major course requirements, then he or she will get an INC grade. So the requirement must be complied with during the second term, school year 2020 to 2021, second term. So mode of learning. So since you are not allowed to have a face-to-face class sessions, so we'll have the mode of learning that is asynchronous. So asynchronous learning means online learning without real-time interaction. So the students can learn through their own convenient time. This is a self-paced learning. So it means that learner controls the reading materials, time and effort to learn the material shared by the faculty member. Now for consultation. So we cannot have a face-to-face consultation this time. So we have an online consultation. So our scheduled time is 4 to 5:30 p.m. Saturday. So that is via Blackboard Collaborate or other channel like Facebook Messenger. Or we can have the Blackboard discussion board. Or I have an email here, 2 email addresses. the email for MCL, and also a personal email. So I prefer to have received your messages through my personal email. You just copy the official email. Okay, do you have any question, class? I hope everything is clear so that we don't have any problem later on. If you have any questions, just drop me an email. Thank you very much and have a nice evening to everyone. And please stay safe and healthy always. Bye bye.